call the meeting together with a moment of silent prayer and the pledge of allegiance. The pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Jim Andres.
Present.
Jim Jacob.
Present.
Bob McCoy.
Present.
Myself, Crystal Silver, present. Tom Eater.
Present.
We have a
Minutes
full
will
board.
reflect the full board is here.
5-0. Number 2 is approval of the minutes. We had 3 special meetings, 5:15, 5:22, and 5:25, and then we had our regular meeting on 5:1. Crystal, on 5:1, I believe it's second paragraph down or the second motion. You had A's.
Are we talking new business, old business?
Approval of minutes.
Minutes, okay, gotcha.
You want me to read that to her, Bob?
Yeah, would you
Yeah,
please?
I've got it here. What are you correcting?
Well, Bob and I weren't at that meeting,
Okay,
so under there it says A is Solly, McCoy,
Right,
Anderson,
right, right.
Jacob.
okay.
So that needs to be
Please
corrected.
make that correction. Are there any other additions or corrections to the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve all 4 sets of minutes with those corrections, please.
Motion by Andrus.
I'll support that.
We have a support by Eater. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's carried 5-0. Under correspondence, we have a flyer from the St. Clair County MTA chapter, Thursday, June 15th. I will not be available for this. I did send in my notice. I don't know if there's anyone else that would like to go, but if there is, we need to make an RSVP. Number 2 is Friends of the Library. Crystal, do you want to do anything with that, or just a letter that we
Do you want me to read it? It sounds mostly informational.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you want me to read this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Mr. McCoy. My name is Janet Larson, and I am your neighbor. I am also the chairman of the Friends of the Ira Township Library. We have formed a very active group of people who believe in the value of our Ira Library and have formed a group to assist the library in their programs and funding. We formed actually in February-March timeframe and have monthly meetings. Our very first fundraiser went very well. Several of our very crafty ladies made up 2 beautiful Easter baskets. Library patrons could purchase a ticket to win the baskets, and the drawing was held last week. We collected a good sum of money, so we now have a children's spring basket and a Mother's Day basket to be raffled on May 11th. This came in April 18th. We plan to do similar Father's Day fundraiser and 4th of July, just to name a few. Our members have lots of creative ideas. I wanted to keep you informed so you can pass this info on as you see the need. It's always a great thing when citizens get involved in their community. Please contact me if you have any questions or need more information. Thank you for your time. Janet Larson, Chairman of the Friends of the Ira Township Library.
Thank you, Crystal. Item number C under correspondence is a FEMA letter of determination 7804 Long Island Court, which would be the Kerr residence. Item number D is the DEQ camp ground permit for 10413. Wally Evans has his permit to operate with the DEQ. There was an EDA update. Item E, DEQ permit for an empty lot on Swan River. And we have a DEQ public notice on the St. John's Marsh. Just a note of interest there, they're gonna put 11-foot berm
It's quite a project they've got.
around that whole marsh.
This is on the corner of Anchor Bay Drive, and M29 would be the, I guess I would call it the southeast corner.
All the way down the dike and all around the corner.
Looks like some dredging in there.
So much for touching wetlands, eh? And then a thank you from IC Church for the way Pete Bernier handled a situation on a medical call.
Pete LaFada.
Or Pete LaFada, what did I say?
You said Pete Bernier.
Oh, man.
Mr. Supervisor, I think this is worthy to be read.
Sure, go ahead. Or, yeah, I'll read it. From the to Ira Township office, Ira Township Fire Department, while attending a mass at Immaculate Conception a couple of weeks ago, one of the parishioners had a problem and the fire department was called. They handled the situation with care and very helpful to her. I didn't know they were in the building until it was all over and I saw Pete talking with her. So thank you for your care and your consideration, Ellen Bernier.
Very nice.
And they were talking about Pete LaFada. Good job, Pete.
Good job.
Good job. Okay, anyone else have anything under correspondence? If not, we'll go into old business. Nothing on the agenda. Anybody have anything under old business? Not, we'll move forward to new business. We've got the St. Clair County Chapter MTA meeting.
No, this isn't the meeting, this is the
Or-
annual membership.
Yeah, the annual, how much was it, 25?
It's 25.
I'd like to make a motion to pay the $25 membership for the year.
Support.
We have a motion by McCoy and a support by Andrus. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried 5-0. 17-18 budget hearing, special meeting for May 26th at 6 o'clock. Is that still good, Crystal? Does anybody?
On the 26th at 6, we will have the budget hearing followed by a special meeting.
You mean June?
What's the date? Yeah, that's, you said May, it's June.
May 26th.
No,
Or June 26th, excuse me. I did say May.
26th, yeah.
what time?
6 p.m.?
That's our budget hearing.
Yeah.
And special meeting too. Okay.
The special meeting will be to adopt the budget
Okay.
before the fiscal year.
Gotcha.
Right.
I'll make a motion to set that budget hearing and special meeting.
Okay, we have a motion by
Support.
Sorby. We have support by Eater. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried 5-0. We have the commission appointments, boards and commission appointments. We have the list here for those that will be serving again.
Be my motion to accept the supervisor's recommendation and appoint these people for the 3-year terms that are presented here.
I'll support Jim's motion.
Okay, motion by Andrus, support by Sobey.
These are all reappointments?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried 5-0. Okay, Parks and Recs millage, Crystal?
This is the annual letter that we received from St. Clair County for our portion of the Parks and Recreation millage. And in order to proceed with the paperwork necessary to apply for the millage, the board has to motion to request the distribution.
We're down a little bit again this year.
Well,
We're up by $50.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, but this is from the 2010 census. so-
Yeah, they base it on the census figures, so when we lost so much of our population, we took a real
Yeah.
hit. And unfortunately, because we're, kind of gaining speed again and we're collecting more tax money, it doesn't mean we're gonna keep that
No.
tax money until they do the 2020 census.
Be my motion to approve.
Support.
Motion by Andrus, support by Peter. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 5-0. Item number E, Casco Township Fire Plan and Review. This is to the board members. Casco Township Bill Rubenat is requesting our fire department to provide plan and review for the couple of times a year that they have a site plan review for fire-related items. We currently charge $100 for site plan review for Ira Township projects. I propose we charge Casco $100 for any fire department reviews that we do for them. It's the board's favor.
I make a motion to accept the treasurer's recommendation and bill Casco $100 per site plan.
I'll support.
Andrus, have a support by Jacob. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Item number E. Pete Lafada.
Yes.
Got it correct. Jim, Jacob?
Yeah, I guess I'd like to, a little background history in looking at, back in, I think, September 2015, when we were looking to hire a full-time firefighter, there was a workshop, and then there was a meeting afterwards to adopt what was recommended at the workshop. And unfortunately, only a part of that workshop got picked up as a motion. So Pete has been working 48 hours a week from that time forward. My original proposal was to take it back to the workshop number of 84 hours.
Attention airliners and tri, all airliners and tri.
In a 2-week period. Chief Keller is recommending that we just take them straight to a 40-hour work week, which I don't have a problem with. And so I would like to split it in two motions. One is to discuss the work hours, and the second is to discuss the pay for those hours. So my first motion would be to put Pete on a 40-hour work week with Chief Keller determining days and hours in those days.
I'll support. Any questions on the motion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Good.
5-0. Your second motion, Jim?
Okay, my second motion then is also to give Pete a raise. He's currently, because of the way the pay period is, he's currently only making $14.03 an hour. And I would like to bring him up to a more reasonable amount. He would still be the lowest paid Ira Township employee, but I propose we bring him to $18 an hour.
I'll support. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
We have 4 yea and 1 nay. Okay, motion passed. Item G, Crystal, do you want to do that?
Item G is the annual engagement letter that we received from our auditing firm, McBride Manley and Company. It just basically outlines the terms of the annual audit, what we can expect from them, and then the total cost for the annual audit. I do not have our figures
You want
from the
this?
last
Oh,
I don't have our figures from the last engagement, but past practices, it usually goes up
A little bit.
a little bit every year. So I'm looking real quick here for okay, it's, the fee for the annual audit is not to exceed $31,995. And if there is a single audit required, it would be between $3,100 and $3,900. I don't believe that we've had that single audit. Not that I can ever remember we've ever had to do the single audit.
so is that your motion then?
To accept the engagement, yeah.
Okay. Or Jacob support, Sylvia and Jacob, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried 5-0. I see festival request.
Mr. Supervisor, when
Sure.
we received the application for the IC Festival, this was part of, this letter came with it as well, but it wasn't presented at the time of the special events permit application.
Okay.
And so there's actually two. Item H is for the police portion, and then further down, item K is the fire department's portion. So this is only in regards to the request for Clay Township Police.
For the, say that again, request for what?
Police?
Just for the police, okay.
Right, this particular item is just the request for police.
Correct. All right. It's my motion to go ahead and notify the police of their request and move forward with it. They've always accommodated us in years past.
I support that.
Corin, you're all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 5-0. The agreements we have next are the same as what we had last year: building inspector, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, and code enforcement, and Jerry McCann. They're all the same. Paper for paper is what they were last year. I do have a recommendation in our budget moving forward, but it doesn't affect the hours or the money. I would like to pull Jerry McCann from this agreement. I'd like to move her into a department head position. So, besides that, I'd like to make a motion to accept the agreement of employment before you tonight for the other officers that we have.
So all of these but Parks and Rec, correct?
But
Yes,
Parks and
okay,
Rec,
I'll
yeah.
support.
Okay. McCoy, Sobey, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0. Fire chief office hours. Dear board members, from Chief Jason Keller, I am requesting to change my office hours to 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. Monday through Friday.
He'll be there when the office is open, so, I mean, the office opens at 7 a.m. Be my motion to,
Jim, I've got a question
Sure.
before you make the motion. Jay, how long do you guys take for lunch over there?
All depends.
right,
Well, I mean, regularly.
No more than a half hour usually.
So it's usually 30 minutes? So, Jim, would you consider 7 AM to 3:30
This is what
to factor in
Jason.
the lunch?
No, because I think those guys, he's over there a lot more than 8 hours a day. I mean, regardless of whether, you know, the office is open or not, you know. There's just the office hours that we're looking at here, and I don't. We're gonna have a bunch in and out for lunch? What happens if they get a call at 12 o'clock?
Any other conversation from the board? What's your motion, Jim?
It'd be my motion to approve the chief's recommendation and set the office hours for 7 AM to 3 PM at the fire hall.
I'll support. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. Okay, IC Festival request.
Excuse me, can we go back? Is this going to be effective Monday? Or how are we going to, we need an effective
Monday's
date.
good. What are you there now?
Tomorrow, Monday, whatever you guys
What
want.
are there now?
What's that?
What are your office hours over there now?
8 to 4:30.
Whatever you want, how do you want it, tomorrow or Monday?
Either one's fine by me.
Effective
Well,
tomorrow.
I can do
I
it
think if
tomorrow,
you
that's
started-
fine.
On Monday, you'll at least be at the beginning of a week.
June 12th.
I think, let's see, June 12th. I think the next, so it's in the middle of a pay period.
Yeah, but he's not,
Right,
it's
yeah.
not got anything to do with pay. It's his office hours.
Right,
Make it effective tomorrow.
okay.
That way it starts right away, Jason.
You good with that, Jay?
Yes.
I'll be calling you, make sure you make it work on time.
Drive on by.
I'll be at work at 5 o'clock or so. I'll give you a
Okay,
text.
we have another letter from the chief on the IC Festival request to stand by for the IC Festival, have a display with fire trucks for the weekend. Attached is the request from IC. They're requesting the fire department on site. Also like to have their smokehouse for the kids' demonstrations. We will be having a touch of truck exhibit on Friday from 5 to 8. Not sure what we'd like to show that night, but it's a fun time and shows the area. There are wonderful equipment, so.
Motion to approve the fire department to do the standby at the festival July 13th through the 16th, and to have a display with the fire trucks on the weekend and the smokehouse if it's available.
I'll support that.
We have a motion by Solby, we have a support by Jacob to allow the request from IC for the fire department. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's carried 5-0. Another one, Ira Township board members, we've received a request from Clay Township Fire Department for assistance on Friday, June 23rd, 2017, from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. weather and crowd permitting for Jobby Nooner. So what's the board's pleasure?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Andrus.
Support.
We have a support by Jacob. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nay. 4-1, approved. Okay, next is a fire department new members. Ira Township board members, we've received 3 applications for employment to the fire department. We would like to request the hiring of Corey Brochard and Eric Hickson pending pre-hire physicals and screens. They are both firefighter 1 and 2 EMT trained. and have both served on Ira Township Fire Department in the past. Both live within the boundaries set forth by the department. We also received an application from John Sisinski. John is firefighter 1 and 2 and EMT certified. At this time, I would recommend hiring John as a contingent firefighter. Background check performed with no violations found.
Jason, could you explain the contingent?
That's what was approved a couple months ago in order to cover the day shifts during the
Okay.
week.
Oh, because he's not within the boundaries?
Correct.
Gotcha, all right. Thank you.
Okay,
Motion to approve the recommendation of the chief on the new firefighters.
we have a motion by Jacob,
Support.
support by Andrus. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 5-0 carried. Crystal M. Terrace next, right?
Yes.
What are you doing? We got a letter from Emterra, our garbage haulers, letting us know that effective July 1st, 2017, that the garbage rates will be going up based on the current tonnage delivered to the landfill, your community from 2016 of 1,704 tons and a contingency of a 5,000 tonnage growth history would calculate the additional per home per month cost as 1,704 tons times 1.05 times $6 per ton equals 10,735 divided by 1,473 homes divided by 12 comes to 61 cents per home per month of an increase starting July 1st. I'd like to make a motion to accept this under the condition I pull the contract and just make sure that there's nothing in there that says they can't do this. So,
I don't, actually, it's not asking us if we accept it or not. I would move to, well, I guess I can't move until you're done moving. Sorry.
You already made a motion. Started a motion.
He started one and I can't jump in until he's done.
okay, I'll withdraw the motion. Go ahead, Kristen.
I would move to research the contract and possibly contact legal counsel regarding the rate increase. Authorize the supervisor to,
How old is our contract now? Is it 2 years?
I think it's 2 years.
Yeah, it was an extension from the other garbage disposal original. So, I know
You
there's
know,
some...
many years ago, and Jimmy, you probably would remember, and so would you, Jim, they pulled this stuff on us. It was a long time
But
ago.
it was
Yes.
fuel surcharge, and
Yes,
then fuel
yes.
surcharge fees.
Yep,
This year, they have no control over, so to speak, but
well, yeah, but Bob, think about this. I mean, if you're under contract, you sign a contract and say it's a 3-year contract and they're gonna charge you X amount of dollars per year, and obviously it goes up a little bit each year. Is it fair to change the terms of that contract unless it states specifically in the contract?
well, that's what my first motion was, but obviously you didn't like it, so I said we would approve it, providing that
But
it
they're
was
not
in-
asking for approval, they're telling us this is what's gonna happen. So, I mean, it would,
We can unapprove it too, I mean, you
well,
know,
Would it be a good idea just to table it till the next meeting and have a chance to review it and then bring it back up?
Well, I don't think
It's
we
gonna
need
go
to
into effect
table it,
July
I think.
1st anyhow, they're gonna send the bills out.
Right,
We're gonna have the people calling, so.
it's my motion to authorize the supervisor to.
No, you're not authorizing me, you're authorizing the clerk.
No, I'm not, my motion is to authorize the supervisor to look at the contract and contact legal counsel if necessary.
No support. I'd like to make another motion that we go ahead with this, what they're saying, with the understanding, I will check the contract and make sure that there's nothing in there that is not in agreement with what they have in this letter. That's my motion.
Now, can you restate that, please?
That we go ahead and receive this letter as it is, and I will look at the contract and see if there's anything in there that is against what they're saying in this letter. That's my motion.
Support.
We have support by Jake, McCoy, and Jacob. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. St. Clair County Road Commission agreement for ditching on Swan Creek Road, approximately 2,015 feet, replacing 12 driveway, replacing concrete, 6 driveways, remove and repair culvert replacement. The road commission will pay the first $10,000. With the ditching program, Ira Township agrees to pay the remaining balance with the drain fund money, which gives us a total of $14,844. My motion is to accept this as it'll be our project that we do for this year.
I'll support that.
McCoy and Luder, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried 5-0. Pump replacement. There's DPS supervisors making a recommendation for a pump station to be completely redone at a total of $27,000, or no,
That's the.
pump replacement, wait a minute, first of all, not to
$7,085.
7,000,
7,085.
out of order, Crystal. $7,085 NTE.
I'll make a motion to accept the DPS super, or did you make a motion? No, you're just reading. I'll make a motion to accept the DPS superintendent's recommendation to replace the pump.
Support? I'll support. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Long Island Lift Station, now we got it. The money is in the budget for this, and they're wanting to revamp the whole station. And this is the beginning of going through all of them eventually for a total of $27,000. The money is in the budget. I'll make a motion to support DPS. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Peter, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. 5-0. Long Island dredging bond. Jim, you want to bring us up to date on that?
Yeah, I won't say it on here, but the board voted to pay off the Long Island dredging bond a year early. And so with that, we need to make some accounting changes. One is to close out, we have a separate bank account for the Long Island dredging bond, and we don't need that account anymore. So we close that account. And there is a small balance left in that account that we would transfer to the general fund. And Manley and McBride have looked at that, and they're in agreement with, that's the way we should proceed.
Is that your motion?
So my motion is to close out the Long Island dredging bond bank account
I'll support.
And transfer the,
and transfer to
Okay.
general fund.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
who supported that?
I did. That was his motion, my support.
Right,
Just-
okay.
Next is the 16-7 budget revision, number 7. Jim?
Yeah, this will probably be the final revision since next month, we're into June. So this is just clarifying some of the stuff. The major monies is the difference between the revenue from the plumbing and electrical permits and the cost of the contract, of the inspectors, because a lot of the costs of the inspectors was related to consumers' power, and the permits were pulled in the previous year, but the inspections were done in this year.
Okay. So,
So
That's
my
your motion?
my motion to approve budget revision number 7.
Support.
support by Solly. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? None. Carried 5-0. Item number T is the library carpet. This is from Chris Hilton, and attached is a quote to replace the existing carpet in the library. The same that was installed in the new addition. Carpet's in bad shape, need a replacement. Materials are just under $2,500, and you have the quote here from Joe Sikorsky. So we need an approval for the amount not to exceed $6,500 with labor and materials. What is the board's intention?
Motion to approve.
Sobi,
Support.
Eager, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? 5-0. Reports. If there's none other new business. Police run 262 calls last month. The
Mr.
bill,
Supervisor, if I could also interject on the police report. For our May invoice, we started the increase for the additional hours. And so the monthly fee is now $17,914.90.
91490.
$17,914.90,
Thank you.
yes. And that began with May.
New hours. Thank you. Building permits for $8,674. Code enforcement, some pending, some are finished up. The report is in your packet. DPS report. Chris, anything more? Sawgrain is moving
Yeah,
along.
the lift station stuff that you saw, we have brand new panels for each lift station. And we have some pieces in there that were saw granite items, so we're adding to those. And then with the Long Island lift station, going to be brand new pumps, rails, piping, it's complete rehab.
How long will that go on, Chris?
What's that, the saw granite?
Yeah.
We have another 1.5 years left.
Okay. Okay, so that's that. Parks and Recs, no report for
Oh,
May.
wait,
Oh, there is a report.
well, because we got banners in, that's why.
Okay,
After having a long talk with Chris the other day about banners, as you can see, the Christmas one's not as bad, but the summer one is bad. We came up with, actually Chris came up with the idea of going around to local businesses and asking local businesses to sponsor banners. We have a company that we could use out of Richmond that would put their sponsored by name on the bottom of the banners. If we just got banners plain from either Bronner's or wherever we want to get them from. So I'd like to get permission to go ahead and start soliciting for our fall ones and our Christmas ones. And the other thing is that after a long discussion about hanging these banners, the guys, Chris and I do not think it's safe for our guys to get up on a ladder to hang these banners. So, and then the Christmas decorations too, that's another thing too.
Yeah, banners won't be as bad, but those Christmas decorations, there's no way to do that from ladders. They're cumbersome, and I mean, even the banners from ladders is iffy to get up there, but the Christmas decorations, we can't.
So we'd like to ask,
Baltimore's lift, Chris?
That might be an option.
I know they hang theirs up every year, a couple of times a year.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a brand new lift, it's just.
Yeah.
What kind of lift? It's on a truck or
No, it's a
man lift? that
man
goes-
lift, they drive it down the road,
And it goes right up.
but
Most of theirs is done downtown,
Mhm.
isn't it? It's not gonna be out here in M29 where everybody's running 55 mile an hour.
anything on 29, we're gonna need a truck and a
Backhoe, an arrow board,
with arrow board,
Yeah.
and, obviously we wanna do it
safe.
safely, so I don't know if we need to, as township, go and look for outside help.
I was supposed to get Jerry a telephone number and I never did, I just wrote it down here. And I forgot all about it until we started talking about this, so.
Yeah, I just think if we, if we look at that now, and then, we're not
Okay.
gonna rush at the end because we don't wanna be caught in a spot, but we wanna make sure we do it safely.
is there a chance that Jason left, so I didn't get a chance to talk to him about the shed, if the fire department could use a ladder truck or something, maybe, it could be, I don't know what the liability issue is. I don't know what the
Well,
description is that if we could use that truck to use to hang decorations. I mean,
I think it's been done in one of the other communities.
Almanac does it, yeah.
Well, the Baltimore used to, when they did the Christmas tree every year, the firefighters would actually,
Correct.
come out with the, obviously they're the ones who be running the vehicle, but they would hang all the lights and then, DPS would do the banners and stuff around town, so. I don't like that, I don't know the logistics of it.
I guess it would be something that,
So I think we should just get proposals from
Their landscaping
companies that
do it.
do live.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just get, a day rate
Yeah.
for man and truck.
And maybe have them come out and do, because like Larry said, there's landscaping companies that'll come out and hang decorations,
Right,
And
okay.
realistically, if we find somebody local, it might just be, like you said, a cheap alternative.
Could you check with a couple people and bring something back to the next meeting?
Something, right?
we've been kind of,
Okay.
I've been asking people, I haven't gotten anywhere finding anybody that,
Well,
yes.
you're right though, because if you go down the river route and the shores and all of that, these companies come out and decorate these trees for the people and that, so let's just call them, see what they are for a day.
Yeah, Bob used to work for a company, he did that on the side with the electrician, Bob would,
Yeah,
they would go hang out and hang decorations at night, and so he
So-
might even have somebody I could talk to, so.
see what you could get and bring that back if you would to the next meeting,
Okay.
please.
What do you want to do about the summer ones? Do you guys want to do them, or do you want me to?
There's only 3 of them, so we can,
Yeah, okay.
pick one of those.
Okay. Fire run report, 57 calls, 34 medical, 7 PI, 1 structure, 2 smoke investigation, 2 public assist, 1 fire alarm, 1 gas leak, 1 work detail, 4 training, 4 mutual aids. That's it for reports. As for supervisor, I did notify Tom and Jimmy that we are going to start that number system to where if something comes in that, it's with you guys, you'll have a number where you can call in daily and see if anybody left you any messages.
The voicemail system.
It'll be a voicemail setup, yeah. Hessen Road is coming along nice. They're on schedule. I talked to them this afternoon. It's quite a bridge they're building there. I did get also Long Island Point. All the curb and gutter is in and all the final paving is in. If you want to take a ride down there and look at that, it come out really nice. and I received a phone message from Wally Evans. He said that in the event that there would ever be a committee formed to look over fire department policies and procedures, himself and Jim Elder would be willing to help out in that manner. So,
I'm nice of them, but I would think you would want township residents to kind of sit in on a committee.
passing,
I understand they're township business owners, but I would think that something like that would be
someone that lives.
someone that lives in the township.
Okay. Just to pass along. Crystal,
In your iPad, you do have the drawings for the newest proposed Eagle Scout project. It is going to be a small pavilion that will be installed in our township park. Just, I'm a little directionally impaired, north of the basketball court. Is that correct? Okay, north of the basketball court. This young man is going to start after school gets out. And so we should
We have an update.
You have an update?
Yeah, I spoke with him today because part of the rec plan, the dimensions for that are set in there. So we had a discussion that I think we need to at least make the cement pad the dimensions of the rec plan.
Okay.
And so I went and laid out a bigger area for him. He is proposing 20 by 22, and the rec plan lays out 20 by 36. So I laid out a 20 by 36 area. The PPS is going to strip the topsoil and sod off for him. I had offered that as a donation just to get him going. So we're going to strip off a 20 by 36 area, and the thought was he would still build his pavilion on the 20 by 22, and then it would be like an open area for the picnic tables
okay.
on the other part of the cement, so that we, stay within our plan, because that was something that the grants may hinge on, so we didn't want to affect that. But
What
now,
was that dimension again, Chris?
total dimension, 20 by 36.
20 by 36.
And his project was going to encompass 20 by 22.
Correct, I see that on the paper.
Is this the same Eagle Scout that proposed this last year?
Yes.
Yes, this is Grant Fields.
Grant Field.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he's been moving on, it's just whether now he's got all this funding, and I think he's ready to go. He called me a couple times.
The funding was the stopping point for him
Yeah, so
before
he's-
he needed to
he's got it.
get the
Oh, if
money
you ever came to my
together.
house or not? I know I didn't pledge $100. No, I told him I would too. I gave him a signed piece of paper.
Well, and another, I gotta talk to him on that, but I think on his plans, and I wanna see him completely before we go full bore with it, but he's proposing a nice pavilion, but I think it's gonna be open underneath, which may cause an issue with us, birds and anything else that gets up in the rafters, so he may be looking for additional donations to put some sort of sheeting on the trusses so that we don't have open rafters.
Okay.
Yeah,
Kristen?
The next,
You talk to him, have him get a hold of me, would you please?
Okay.
Thanks.
the next
Yeah, me
item,
too.
I expect delivery of the new election equipment next week.
Okay.
And I have a question on the disposal of the old election equipment, and this kind of entails you, Chris. When they bring the new election equipment, they will take my old election equipment. It's basically useless to us unless, Chris, if it has any scrap value.
Probably not.
So I'm asking the board what you want me to do with this.
Sure, they'll take it for free.
Yeah, they can take it.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right,
get it out, or
perfect.
otherwise it'll end up,
Okay,
Store in the
perfect.
back room.
No.
Anything else, Crystal?
I am working with Jason on coming up with some, I guess I'll call it bullet points on a fire inspector agreement like we do with the building inspector, the mechanical, the electrical and all that kind of stuff, and doing one up for the fire inspector as well. because it's really kind of a separate job. It's not the chief's job to be the fire inspector. It doesn't have to be the chief, but it can. So we're working on that. I expect to have that for the next meeting.
Okay.
And the last item that I have is we currently have $16,933 in the rainy day fund at the St. Clair County Road Commission. And of that, $4,253 has to be spent in
It is.
2017.
I don't know, you took care of that, so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's in that figure I gave you earlier from Mike Zolkowitz. We figured the 10 from the county, and he said he had a little bit of money left over from somewhere else.
Okay, you totally lost me. It's just informational.
Okay,
We can sort it out tomorrow, but
yeah.
that's what I was
How much are you
told.
saying it is?
The total is 16,933
That's in
in the
the
rainy
borough
day fund. But yeah, well, they called it the rainy day fund.
That's the same thing, and we needed to spend
$4,253.
$4,214.52.
Yeah,
That was presented to us at the road commission meeting and the township meeting this year.
okay.
Okay.
So, and when is the road commission's fiscal year? I'm assuming we have to spend it before their fiscal year.
It's being spent. I believe the fiscal year for the road commission is October.
Okay. In the past, and refresh my memory, but in the past, haven't we had to request to utilize that or move that burn money?
To move it, yes,
Okay,
but to use it, I mean, we're using it now in this project that Bob has proposed.
okay.
That's part of that project that we'd
It
said
is,
earlier.
okay.
Yeah. So that's taken care of. That's where I was going with
But
that.
it's gotta get spent.
Oh,
It's
You
getting
can't,
spent.
you can't earmark it for the project. It's gotta be spent, is my understanding.
You can earmark it for the project because it's a drainage and ditch project. And you
Okay.
can use burn fund now for drainage and ditching.
right. You did
Right,
that
but what I'm
couple
saying, the
years ago.
4,200 has
It's
to
being
get spent.
spent in
Okay.
the project that Bob has proposed for Swan Creek Road. It's all rolled into that funding.
So I think we're good on it. Anything else, Crystal?
That's all.
Jim?
Yeah, I don't have anything other than the
Bank balances and everything else. Jimmy Andrews?
A couple of things, going back to the Friends of the Library and the library. The tree carving out front of the library needs a coat of stain on it or something, so we need to really kind of find somebody to maybe do that. It's looking kind of peaked. And also, if anybody hasn't driven by Wally Evans's motor court on the highway, you need to go by and take a look at the landscape. And I'd like to say thanks to Wally and Adam for sticking to their end of the site plan and doing as they promised they would do. That's all I have.
Okay, Tom Eater,
Nothing. It's good to be back.
public comment.
How about the bills?
You want to do the bills?
Yeah, we gotta pay the bills.
Do we have a number?
Yeah, the total of the bills is $604,996.17.
Is that your motion, Jim?
My motion is to pay the bills.
Support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Now we'll do the public. Oh, Stan?
On the contract for the garbage removal,
Yeah.
is there anything in that contract about yard waste?
No.
No, that is strictly up to the homeowners. That's completely left out because of the cost. And we didn't want
Well,
to
I know we don't have a choice, either get it or don't get it, but it started out at $75 on it. Last year it was $125. I mean, every year it keeps going up $40, $50 on it, and there's no control over it. Can we get a different hauler to take yard waste?
Well, we're a single hauler in our ordinance stands, so we can't split it up or divvy it up out there.
Okay.
But the reason it was so cheap is because of the least amount of restrictions at the dumping site. And if that contract was done by another garbage company, since then, they got into trouble, and then our present garbage company took it over, and now Amterra is taking it over, and they're so concerned about even hazardous waste, they're requesting that you don't put pizza boxes in the garbage containers because of the grease on the bottom of the boxes. So, but going back to your question about the grass, they don't have enough customers, and to do it, they've got to say, okay, out of 1,500 customers, you've got 24 that want it, this is what it's going to cost. And a couple people I've talked to, they found another way. You know, you can take it right out to B3 Road and, you know, to the Indian Summer place, or there's just no way we could put it in the contract. It would be too exorbitant, or, you know, expensive.
It never was in the contract, it was always an a la carte item.
So we need to be thankful for the years that we had it for almost nothing. And the contractor that came in and took over from the one that went out, he honored that for our 5-year contract and our 2-year add-on after that. But then with Amterra now, they have a new, we have a contract with them, but that's definitely not in there.
Well, I so much the contract, being in a contract, but there's no way the township can negotiate a fairer price for the ones that want to use it. I mean, they keep going up anywhere from $40 to $50 a year for it and that. And
well, it's not a year, Stan. You had 3 years where everything stayed cheap and low. And then when the other company took it over, they brought it up to the number you talked about first. And then when they sold out to Amterra, Amterra took on another price range on it. And again, we left it up to the public. We cannot bring in another hauler stand. It's against our ordinance.
Okay.
You know,
So in other words, if we want it, we just gotta pay the price.
pay the price or work out something yourself with somebody. I don't know who does it on the side, you know. So,
You get a few of your neighbors together and share the cost.
Frank?
Yeah, who decorates the Christmas tree?
The DPS and Parks and Recs.
What do they have to get all the way to the top then? I'm talking about those banners there.
Yeah, well, this year we had somebody lend us a man lift to get up.
Okay.
One year we had the fire department help us out, so.
Chartier.
One year we borrowed Chartier's lift, so we sort of beg, borrow, and steal to.
I mean, that ladder truck is a plus if it can be used for something like that legally. You know, it gets up there, what, 75 foot, you know?
75 feet,
It
so.
would be, you know, like I said, if it could be done legally, it would be pretty easy to have that and then have a aero board behind it and just.
I just think it would be a safer,
Definitely safer.
that ladder truck would be safer than most.
Well, we're gonna look into the different things. And if you want, Chris, you can ask Jason if he'd be open to it.
I've mentioned it, so.
Yeah.
Pay the insurance.
That's where it goes.
Anything else? Motion to adjourn.
Support.
8 o'clock.